for joining us. Today we have Jason Krapp, the Technical Sales Engineer, presenting a Peplink PepWave webinar. If you have any questions, please feel free to input them in the question box, and Jason will answer them at the conclusion of the webinar. At this time, I'm going to hand over control to Jason. I hope everybody enjoys the webinar.
Thanks, Crystal, and thanks for everybody for allowing me to come in and talk to you today about InControl 2. We are very excited to certainly announce this for everyone and think it's going to be a great tool to make network management a lot easier going forward. InControl 2, what is it? It is a total rewrite of our successful InControl device management software that we've had in place now for a few years, more so on the wireless side of things, our APs, our SURFs, etc. What InControl 2 does is it now extends that same functionality to allow you to monitor and manage the Peplink balance as well as the PepWave Max from anywhere in the world. It is centralized cloud-based management that is extraordinarily easy to use. That's all well and good. What does this mean, though? InControl 2, again, cloud-based management, monitoring, and reporting tools specifically designed for use with our gear. InControl 2 will give you advanced administration tools, unprecedented device visibility, both on a device level as well as a client level, and comprehensive reporting to make sense of everything. In short, InControl 2 means complete device management. So how can I get my hands on this? Getting started with InControl 2 is extraordinarily easy to do. I'll walk you through the process. First up, just head over to incontrol2.peplink.com to create the account. Very easy to do. You'll see the link here in the upper right-hand corner. Punch in your information, and away you go. As you can see, we don't get too detailed for it, just enough so we can start getting things put together. Once you've sent over your information, activation email is sent out. Go ahead and hit the activation link in the email, and then you're off to the races. So once you have your account set up, the next step is to create your organization. Think of the organization as kind of the overarching shell of your entire deployment. This is the highest level on the account and kind of sees and touches everything. Once you have your organization made, and this is something we'll touch on throughout our talk today, you have the ability to create various groups within the organization, and each group can be segmented out for its individual gear as well as access to that information as well as protecting back to the overall. So the organization sits on top of it, and it is the umbrella over multiple subgroups that you can put onto the account. Once you have your group set up, it's just a case of adding the gear to the group, and away you go. And as you can see here, InControl 2 currently controls the Peplink Balance family, and that's the 20 on up to our 2500, as well as the PepWave Max family, from the Max on the Go up to our HD2 IP67s, as well as the PepWave Surf Soho. Now, in order to get devices into InControl 2, 2 points we do need to bring up. It does first need to be under warranty to report into InControl 2. If your device is out of warranty coverage currently, you do certainly have the ability to purchase extended warranty or total care to get it back in. Once it's back under coverage, it will begin to call back out to InControl 2. And because this is brand new pretty much to everyone, in order for the device to hit InControl 2, you do need to be on firmware 6.1 or greater just to get everything to mesh properly. So once you have the account, you have the device added, now what? And this kind of gets into the nuts and bolts and things. You do have both reporting and monitoring options available to you, as well as overall management of your account and gear. And we'll touch on each of these in kind. GPS, fleet management, the ability to have a searchable event log to quickly drill into problem areas, again, the ability to see live client status, who's connected to a box, what kind of bandwidth are they using, as well as being able to check on the warranty status automatically for each of the devices. You also have the ability to set up your account, again, with improved device organization, making it easier to find the box you're looking for, the ability to set up PEP-VPN or Speed Fusion management globally, and as well as having each groups have individual access rights, as well as control and schedule firmware management for all of our gear. First up, GPS tracking and fleet management. With InControl 2, you now have the ability for full fleet management when used with our vehicle-mounted GPS-enabled devices. And these are specifically the MaxBR1 as well as the HD2 and HD4 devices. What this means is you now have the ability to track your devices wherever they are using InControl 2's interactive maps. You have the ability to check vehicle speed, cell coverage for the device, as well as traffic conditions in the area, and you have the ability to play back that route history in real time or drill back to see where they are at a particular point. As mentioned, as we mentioned, GPS route tracking is fairly important for a number of customers, and with InControl 2, you now have the ability to access that GPS information within InControl 2, seeing history, seeing location, etc. What this means is, again, locate your fleet anywhere. You can easily drill down to any of the device that's reporting back to InControl 2 and go ahead and see the particular details, signal strength for the device, clients, bandwidth, and much more. Let's back that up there. GPS route tracking allows you to track the history of the device on a 24-hour period. You can, as you can see here, it's just a case of scrubbing the slider bar to the daytime where you want to see where that device was at, giving you the information you need to find out where people are, where your truck is, and why it's sitting there still. Again, this means giving you the ability to track locations over 24 hours or drill back and go further on that 24-hour by 24-hour basis. This gives you the ability to play back route history in real time or just scrub in high speed to see where you are, where the vehicle is at any given moment. Fleet management, again, because you have the ability to parse the equipment out and segment into groups as needed, gives you the ability to quickly drill in to a particular device at a particular location to certainly keep things snappy, to allow you access when you need it, rather than have to scrub through a giant list that's just all compiled together. Benefits, of course, is once you hit a particular vehicle, you can then start to get those details again, clients, cellular strength, and even speed that they're traveling at. The map is reported back to InControl 2 color-coded, as you can see here, by miles per hour, so it allows you to spot speed patterns, certainly start, give you the ability to perhaps start suggesting alternate routes for your fleet to certainly keep things moving efficiently and quickly. Before InControl 2, the only way to get this GPS information was from the GUI interface directly of the BR1 or the HD2 and HD4. What this means is you had to actually remote log in to each of the devices individually. You did have the ability to download the GPS information for, to certainly review and use later, but to get it initially, you still had to touch them all one by one by one, making it a labor-intensive process. Now with InControl 2, you have the ability to centrally track and manage this, making it a one-stop solution, giving you, again, complete device management from the cloud, a definite improvement. Device monitoring and management, being able to keep an eye on all of your equipment and what it's doing centrally, again, without having to touch each of them individually, is the next really important benefit. You have the ability to monitor client volume, what kind of bandwidth they're using on a device-by-device basis, or even just on an overall organization level. The ability to see what's going on and where it's going on at. Now, if the unforeseen happens and we need to start looking at diagnostic information, within Control 2, you have the ability to filter and parse the event logs of each of the balances here on a number of metrics to find easier what you're looking, to get to the root cause of an issue. As you can see from the screenshot here, you can start looking at WAN statuses, speed fusion statuses, even going down to if it's starting to serve up MAC address conflicts, IP conflicts, etc. The ability to filter and parse the information so we can try to get to the heart of the matter quickly and get you back up and running is absolutely paramount. The ability to touch each of the devices remotely to see what kind of clients are associated to each of the boxes, as well as what are they doing, what kind of bandwidth is going through there. This gives you the ability to see if a client is absolutely pounding the network, perhaps causing network performance issues across the board. You can quickly drill in and see where this is coming from. You do have the ability to tab between the overall router bandwidth or drill down to a client level. This information is updated in real time from the balance back to InControl 2. So you can be sure that you're getting current and valuable information right away. As mentioned at the beginning, in order for the equipment to be able to be used in InControl 2, you do need to make sure that things are under warranty coverage. You do have the ability to certainly keep an eye on warranty status. Again, from InControl 2 directly, you can see when it expires. You can certainly see dates of when they expire, and then you also have the ability to apply feature keys straight from InControl 2 as well. Total device management from the cloud. It's a no-brainer. Because you have the ability to set up individual subgroups within InControl 2, you can then designate on a group level administrative levels. So if you want person A to only have access to group A, you can absolutely set that up. Group by group, you can segment things out and certainly lock down access as necessary. If A doesn't need to see B, you can certainly ensure ensure that that happens. In addition, you can also start to set up other information such as when you want to get email notifications. There are 3 different groups of notifications that do get sent out. You can also designate what we're calling silence periods. So if you don't want to get an email, for example, from 2 a.m. to 5 a.m., you can set that up for the group level and ensure that you get a good night's sleep for that. Speed fusion management, the ability to set up profiles within InControl 2 and have that apply to your network makes it easier than ever before. Now, as you can see, what we do support currently is what we're calling the hub and spoke style of deployment, where you're designating a central point that these VPN tunnels are being built towards. Once the tunnel is established, Speed fusion status information is reported back to InControl. Bandwidth going through the tunnel, as well as the up-down status of each of the WAN connections. This is again done in real time, giving you complete control how these tunnels are going up on your network. And as you can see from the graphic here, we are only going to be improving this. As I said, right now we do only support hub and spoke, but the ability to mesh your network partially and completely is going to be coming here very soon. Firmware management, the ability to be able to control when your devices are getting updated automatically, again, without having to touch things individually, is a very important feature. You'll be able to see what firmware build your devices are on, as well as set up an automated firmware update for those groups of devices. So you can definitely ensure that an update's not going to take your network down during production and doing it on off-peak hours. Configuration backups, the ability to, I don't know if this has happened to you, but definitely has on my end. If you would ever need to factory default the device, you do get a little prompt within the GUI saying you may want to download the configuration file and set it aside, basically for peace of mind. Every now and again, where you're not going to remember where you saved it on your PC. Is it this folder? Is it that folder? Don't need to worry about that anymore. You do have the ability to upload the configuration file directly to InControl 2, as well as any device setting changes. That profile does get updated. So you have the most up-to-date config profile stored centrally, and the ability to download that directly to your PC to quickly load into another device makes the process a lot easier than before. As you can see from the graphic here, with my balance 30 that I have in my apartment, you drill down to device information, and then you'll see the option for configuration backups that you can pull down. Easy, very easy. Individual access rights. We've touched on this a few times throughout our discussion today, but basically what this comes down to is you have individual groups. You have people within those individual groups that you can have different administrative levels set for. If Adam Johnson, as it said, here in the graphic, is our full-on administrator, he has access to everything. Rebecca Smith may not need that level of access and can be dialed down accordingly to what she's able to see. In addition, InControl 2 has its own usual suite of security features as well. If you are idle for X amount of minutes, you are logged out automatically. If you do have to be away from your keyboard, and that way giving you the peace of mind that someone isn't just going to jump in and start messing around with your deployment. You do also have the ability to set up InControl profiles based on Google authentication, using your Gmail information and getting the security and peace of mind from that as well. InControl 2 is a living, breathing program that we are certainly going to continue to grow in the weeks and months ahead. Some of the future updates that we have planned is the ability to access a Balance or Max's local web admin from the cloud. The ability to touch each of those interfaces just as if you were logging in directly is unmatched. Not many people will give you that opportunity. We're actually having a contest going on currently to name the feature. Plenty of time to get your votes in. It's very exciting. As touched in and when we were mentioning the SpeedFusion information, the ability to set up multiple SpeedFusion profiles as well as PetVPN profiles within your account is forthcoming. Our AP1s are going to be reporting to InControl 2 here in the coming months. We're migrating over from our original InControl program to take advantage of the much bigger tool set that we have there. And there's a whole lot more to come. Keep an eye out for it. All of this sounds great, right? And you might be thinking that all of this content, all this functionality is going to break the bank with a huge upfront cost, and that just isn't true. As long as the equipment is under coverage, the upfront cost for InControl 2 access and usage is absolutely free. There's nothing you need to pay for that as long as the gear is covered. And this brings me to the end of our conversation. I want to again thank everybody for allowing me to talk about this. And as Crystal had mentioned at the start, if we have questions, now's a great time.
All right. That was fantastic. Thank you, Jason.
Thanks.
So we do have a few questions. I'm going to read them off to you. And
Sure.
I'll let you go ahead and answer them. First question, what is the difference between SpeedFusion and Fusion Hub?
Sure. Apples and oranges, really, more than anything. SpeedFusion is our proprietary point-to-point VPN that you set up between two Peplink devices to take advantage of session persistence, to take advantage of aggregation. What Fusion Hub is a virtual appliance that would replace one of those endpoints that you would be building towards. So rather than a Peplink Balance 380 on either side, you would have a 380 on one side building towards that virtual instance of Fusion Hub to build the tunnel in that regard. So SpeedFusion, again, is more the service. Fusion Hub is a Speed Fusion capable device.
All right. Perfect. Next question. How long is the history saved in fleet management?
I believe, and I may need to double check with some of the hardware guys here, I do know classically it was a week back, but with InControl 2, I do believe they're extending that out. If you could email that question just up to, my email is just jasonkay@peplink.com and sales@peplink.com. We can double confirm with the guys to be sure.
Okay. I will email that to you. And the last question, is there an app for the phone to go with it?
There absolutely is a Peplink router utility app that is available on both iOS as well as Android. Increased InControl 2 functionality is forthcoming with it. As of right now, what the app tracks is more so up-down events. If a WAN goes up, down, if Speed Fusion goes up, down, or the balance goes up, down. You do also have the ability to see some of the client information as well. Associated clients, bandwidth usage, you can get that information on the phone as well. InControl 2 is definitely being rumored to have a mobile, a dedicated mobile app as well to get some of this stuff, you know, to be able to drill on an iPad or a Galaxy device.
All right. Fantastic. Thank you all for attending our webinar this morning. I hope you all found it very informative. Thank you, Jason, for taking the time out of your day to educate us on this new product. If anyone has any additional questions, feel free to contact us at sales@microcomtech.com. You can also visit our site at www.microcom.us for the products. The webinar will also be posted on our YouTube channel for later review. Search Microcom Technologies, and I hope everybody has a great day. Oh, hold on, Jason. We got two questions that just came in.
No problem.
How do you extend the warranty period?
Sure. At this point, there's a couple of ways to go about it. Through the end of March, we are allowing the extended warranty purchase rather than our dedicated total care program. Basically, what the extended warranty is it's an extension of the standard warranty rather than kind of the overarching total care service we do have. If you're out of warranty coverage currently, it's just a case of going ahead and purchasing it, letting us know, and then we get everything tied and updated on our end, and it reports back to InControl 2. The average I've seen is about 5 minutes after things have been adjusted on our end. You should see it reflected pretty quickly.
All right, perfect. All right, well, it looks good. We're going to wrap this up.
No, not the second question, or?
No, it was just one. It was just one question. Just
gotcha. Sure.
Yeah. It was just split into two.
Sure.
All right, Jason. Well, thank you, and thank you everybody who attended.
Absolutely. Thanks again so much, guys. Again, if you have questions, reach out to Crystal. You can reach out to us as well. We're here to help.
Thanks, everybody.
Have a good day. Bye.